help people. I owe it to the people that need the information to actually keep going.
Yeah.
So it's bigger than me, and I think the purpose has to be bigger than me. The Pamela project isn't about me.
Wow,
It's
I love
literally
it.
not about me.
Dude, I thought I made that saying up recently. Your purpose has to be bigger than you. I can't have made that up.
Welcome to the Prime Life Project podcast, a place to help you unlock your full potential, both mentally and physically, to become the best version of you. Welcome back to an episode of the Prime Life Project podcast. I'm your host, Daniel James, and I'm back in my studio. I've called it a studio.
It's definitely a studio, man. It looks
it's
beautiful.
an office, doubles up as a studio.
It's always building as well. Thinking back to when I first came here, and you've just got white bare walls. Look at you now over there with the boarding.
So I know.
Maybe a little bit of art coming.
Yeah. Oh, you've ruined it now.
Oh,
no. No one knows what the art is.
I meant I was drawing a picture and going to bring it,
Stick it in, like some of the kids just like stick in the background. Thanks, Dan. How are we?
Really good, man. Yeah, feeling good. Like yourself, we always get a little bit tired, I'm going to be honest. Yeah. But as soon as I have a drink with you, we have a chat, I just get a buzz.
We're on the tea today.
Yeah, we're not on the coffee, but...
Peppermint and licorice tea.
I think it's just who you are. I like idea people, and you're always thinking of the next mission, the next thing, the creative whatever. And honestly, because I've been putting up a big army tent today, and it's just took it out of me physically, but... As soon as I get near you and the mind starts going, I'm just going, yeah, we could do this, we could do that. And that's the buzz then. I'm ready.
Literally, as soon as you came in, I was like, Mikey, I've got some stuff to talk to you about. Literally, you hadn't even unpacked your bag. I was like, listen to what we're going to do. This is what we're doing. Had my notes. Like, just listen for 2 seconds.
Do you get knackered doing that? Like, is the moment you go through your door tonight, do you collapse?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that how it is?
I can't really explain what goes on in my brain, and it's hard to understand it. So, bizarrely enough, I can't remember if I told you when we first got talking to Nationwide. Mm-hmm. Nationwide? Building Society. Isn't that West?
The adverts.
Which one's the Building Society?
Nationwide. Yeah.
Fuck, I should know that. I always get again, my dyslexia, I always get them mixed up. So when we did the thing for them, that went down so well that I then got invited to do a little talk with their dyslexia thing. So I was then listening to the company is incredible, by the way. This is not a plug, I'm not getting paid to say this, but their company is absolutely incredible. So they have got like a dyslexia association.
Wow.
So when I got diagnosed with dyslexia, it was kind of a case of, right, got dyslexia, that's it, deal with it.
Yeah.
And this lady was talking about like all these things that dyslexic people struggle with. And honestly, for 32 years of my life, or however long this has been diagnosed, let's say 23 years of my life, I thought it was just me. About my brain speed and how nuts, like, and it was just bizarre listening to this lady.
Can you name a few of them?
So like, I can't let things, like my brain is constantly on overdrive.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you notice it sometimes when I'm on my podcast. Well, the reason why I talk quick and I mumble is because I can't get my words out quick enough.
Mate.
So what happens is my brain speed is going so quick that I can't keep up with what I'm going to say.
Because I'm dyslexic, and that is something I didn't know.
Yeah.
You've just penny drop moment me there. But, you know, I do spoken word, I do poetry, and still I really beat myself up about when I mumble on stage or say something I'm not supposed to, or I lose a word or whatever, my foot in. And maybe that is just part of the reason, package of the parcel.
Yeah, and there's something else this lady was saying, I can't think what it was, but it's just, I just sat there, and I was like, oh, fucking hell, like this is... I didn't realise that this was all signs of dyslexia. I just thought it was just me, like being a bit odd and weird, but it turns out it's not. It's all things dyslexia.
And then when she tells you that, and you find out a few of these truths, do they give you coping mechanisms or things that you can do to help that, breathing techniques or whatever it is?
What's the thing with it? Like, so all it is just dyslexic people that work for that particular company. So it's not necessarily like a coping strategy. It's just more... They want me to do a talk there to basically empower them, because they're dyslexic, they think that they can't achieve anything in their life.
Yeah. And
I'm basically going there to say, no, you can. I'm dyslexic. Look what I've achieved.
Yeah,
but
man.
I went there and I was learning from them. I'm like, fuck no, I didn't even know that this was a dyslexic thing. I thought it was just me. So do I get tired? Yeah. And I think one of the biggest things for me is like wasting time in my life. Just I've wasted so much of my life. I've just come back off a workshop in London at the Shard, and I've always got ideas. That's my problem now. And it's like I need someone to be like, yeah, it's a good idea, it's not a good idea, it's a good idea, not a bad idea. So I said, yeah, my brain's always thinking of things, and that's why I've got the whiteboard. So no one can see it on camera. I've got a massive whiteboard, it's just full of ideas, because if I don't write it down, I'll forget.
Well, that's the case, man. There's a byproduct to it, isn't there? You end up really fatigued, really knackered, but look at what you create as well.
It's not that, it's a case of like, this doesn't happen by accident. like some of the guests, again, you ask me sometimes how to get these guests on.
Yeah.
Because of all the stuff that I'm doing behind the scenes and stuff. And again, getting you wasn't an accident. Like, there's things that happen because I make them happen.
Yeah.
So all the stuff I talk to clients about and stuff like that, it's like I make it happen. As bizarre as it sounds, it's like something will come and I have to take action, I have to do something about it. Like, if I want something to happen, like we're talking about that big event, like the amount of people I've emailed about that big event, even if I've had no response yet, but I'm like a dog with a bone, I will get a response. Yeah. Even if I have to go to another company.
What happens in your moments of escapism then? Are you irritable, or have you learnt to enjoy it?
Fuck, I first like...
sorry.
No, it's good though. No, honestly, mate, honestly, I knew we'd go off on tangents. But this thing that I don't really talk about myself on this level with people. I need to do a podcast about my story in detail, actually, because I know I did it at the very episode number 1.
So powerful.
But obviously, I know you did it for your thing with me, so I probably need to get you to interview me on my podcast
Here
about
we go.
me. Yeah? I struggle to turn off, especially if I'm talking to people. If I've had a girlfriend or stuff like that, I struggle to turn off because I don't want to have a day off. I don't need a day off. Like, I don't need to have a day of just chill, and a lot of people do, but I don't. And my thing is, I see that as almost weakness. Not on my part of weakness, but it's like other people are going to be sleeping. Other people that I'm trying to compete with, other people trying to do podcasts, and public speaking, and all sorts of stuff I'm trying to do. They will be resting, but I'm good to go. So why would I not carry on? I don't say I work every day, but so with my ex-girlfriend, she used to get quite pissed off at me. That I used to, like, when I'd stay there for the weekend, but I'm like, right, okay, I'll take Saturday completely off, I'll compromise, I'll take Saturday completely off, but Sunday, we're going to Costa for 2 or 3 hours, and I'm going to work. And then she didn't like it, but she then did some of her work at the same time, but it's like, I just had to do something, I couldn't just take the whole weekend doing nothing, I had to do something.
I mean, hard work will always outweigh talent for me, and I think it was, a Will Smith interview he did, but he said, listen, I think so many more people have a lot more talent than I do. But say you put us both on a treadmill together, the other guy is either going to have to die or one of us is going to die because I am never going to stop. And he said what you just said then. While this guy's sleeping, I'm working. While this guy's eating, I'm working. And that visual thing, it was his dad that really ingrained it to him. And he just said, you know, he literally knocked down a wall outside his dad's business and got him and his brothers to build the wall again, and they had to build a brick perfectly every day they turned up and lay it as perfect as a brick could ever be laid, and then in a year's time they look back and they've got this wall, but they never didn't do it. Every single day they did it, so it was something towards bettering that wall. And Will Smith to be able to, after a year, look back and physically see what they'd built out of perfectly laying every single day, and that feels like what you're saying there, because I have a similar feeling, man. When me and Chrissy go on drives, my partner, I want to talk about business all the time, but it's not a chore to me. No. I'm proud of what I do. You're proud of what you do, and you should be. And
mate, you'll never see me. The running joke is I don't think I have any clothes that haven't got PLP.
Yeah. Because it's the promotion. You're walking it. You're living it. You're being it. And again, I think that is just a factor of who we are and who you can be. You just have so much passion in what you do. Why would you want to be on a beach just lazy?
I think the problem is with that whole lifestyle now, we've got like the 3 a.m. club and fucking people waking up at stupid o'clock. Yeah. That's not me. Yeah. I don't wake up at 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. or anything stupid. Like, I don't. And I don't burn out. And if I notice I'm going to burn out, I'll go away. So I'm very aware of what's going on, if that makes sense. And my thing is, like, I feel like people just never live to their full potential because they're always stopping themselves. When they start to get going, they'll stop. And I'm like, I don't need to stop. I'm good. Yeah. So yeah, that's just me.
I like that insight in it, man. It gives me a more of a clarity to how you operate, and it really helps because, you know, we see one another so often. It's business related, but I just wonder how it continues, how it builds, and it makes me feel happy.
I stay in this office. And I'll pop out and see my team and have a good laugh and a joke. But I literally sit in this office and my brain just non-stop. Yeah. Just always thinking.
But you can't. Do you know, if you just listen to everyone else and they tell you how you should be acting, how you should feel, a lot of people say, "Oh, you've got to switch off though. You've got to do this. After this podcast now today, I'm going to go home and have to do another load of edits." Yeah. But I know what that's going to create by the end of it. I'm going to look back, I'm going to be fulfilled, I'm going to be proud of what I've done, and I've got rid of that workload that's going to just accumulate. Yeah. So,
but you're setting yourself tasks each day. So you know that by the end of the day, you've got to do X amount of edits. Yeah. And then you don't get to end until you've done it. So whatever you do with your day, whether you do it in the morning or not, So if you wake up and get these edits done, so you have your coffee in the morning, you have your breakfast, and let's say you just sit and watch Netflix for an hour, and then you've got 7 till 12 o'clock tonight to do your edits. That's shit use of your time. But that's what most people will do. They'll put things off, and then they're like, oh yeah, hashtag 3 a.m. club. No, motherfucker, you haven't been productive. So like today, like I've got things on my board there, so I had to write the outline for the thing we're talking about. So I've done that, crossed. I've got to do a workshop on Friday, so I had to do the idea for that. That's now been crossed off. I had to do the Instagram post, cross that off, and had to create a template, crossed off. Because today I was rammed with clients. I didn't have a lot of productivity to do. The day before, again, I had 5 things are on there. I did not leave this office until they were done.
Yeah.
But it's like, if I look at that list, I'll create every morning, like, what I'm going to do for the day, and I look at it, like, right, what can I do straight away? Instagram post, bam, done. So then when I had my clients, I'd already done one thing on that list.
Mate.
So it's all done. And then again, had a client cancel earlier on. I was like, well, I was going to do it after this podcast. Well, I've got time. Bam, done.
Yeah.
So that means after this podcast, I'm now done. If I choose to stay and do more, that's fine. But it's like, every day, what can I do? And again, it says there, to grow the business. What can I do to grow the business? So it's not a to-do list. It's what can I do to grow the business. So again, the Instagram post is growing the business because again, the information that I put, the captions that I put out takes thought and effort, and you've got to put them together. And again, all this other stuff that's going on, again, the workshop we spoke about, like that's going to help people. So I've got all these things, so it's like, well, how can I grow the business? And that's what people don't do every day. So again, I get my clients, so again, insight into working with me, like they've got 3 critical tasks they're going to do today to move their life forward. So at the start of the day, right, what's 3 things you can do today to move your life forward?
I love that question. I love that
critical tasks. So people are like, oh yeah, the problem is people are busy.
Yeah.
But they're busy being busy, not productive, and they're doing nothing to move their life forward. So it's like, if you just know, like you've got to do the washing, that's going to get done. But it's like, what 3 things you actually going to do to move your life forward? And again, let's say people come with me and the whole thing is working on their mental health and fat loss. So their critical tasks for the day could be reading, going for a walk, cooking the food up.
Brilliant.
But that's going to move their life forward. And over time, what happens is this then becomes a habit. They know they've got to go out walking. It comes second nature. They don't need to then have that. So then replace that with something else, like maybe going to the gym, because that's something they've not done before.
And that's just a part of their life.
That's part of their life. So basically what you do is the critical tasks over time become part of their life.
We're being tangible. We know us really well. So you're putting stuff on that board that you know you can achieve. Yeah. You're not putting stuff on there that's going to be tenfold. You get to the end of it.
It's reverse engineering. So again, look at the big thing. Again, you got. Again, I know you guys here watching this or listening can't see it, but on the right hand side, I've got the big goals. I've got the big, massive goals.
Yeah.
So I reverse engineer it. So what do I want?
Yeah.
That's what I want. I've got 4 massive goals there. Right. How do I reverse engineer that? And every single day, what am I doing to move me towards that? So I've reverse engineered it. So I know what the outcome is. I know what the goal is. That's the goal. The goal is that. Cool. So then what do I need to do today? So that's the goal. Right. What do I need to do? So for example, email that venue. They've not got back to me yet. So I can't move on to my next thing until I've got a reply. Right. Venue's booked. Tick. Right. Next. Taking all the steps to get to that end goal.
I love it. And the thing is, you get home, you're through the door, you're knackered, but you're also clear because you've ticked everything off.
And then my gratitude journey, and then meditation. So meditation for me is the thing that just helps create this bizarre thing about this. Like it helps me create the space. So when I actually start to meditate, it helps me create the space for ideas to pop in.
Right. Okay.
As bizarre as that sounds.
No, it makes total sense.
It's, as I said, and like I said, this probably I'm going to be single for the rest of my life because people just can't fucking deal with me. I feel like I'm an oddball, but
I think you just got to find the other oddball there, haven't you?
But I'm trying to help people.
Yeah.
So that's the thing for me. It's like, again, the intention. What's the intention behind it? My intention is to help people. So all stuff, again, you know what the big plans are. It's all to help people.
Yeah.
At no point is my thing, Mikey, we're going to make money. Right, Mikey, we're going to do this. It's always, right, help people. How?
At the start of relationships you've had, though, would you display that, and would you be really transparent and open to say, listen, if we are to go out, this is what you're going to expect? Or did they have expectations at the start where they thought, hang on, we were just going on dates, or we were doing this, and then
this is interesting. That so my ex-girlfriend, when I spoke about the cost of coffee and stuff like that, like when we first met, again, she's the person that really basically helped me sort my life out, because when we met, I was still basically depressed. So she was here on a level. She had a really fucking good job, like earning a good amount of money. I was in a fucking shithole place, and I'd never had someone in my life that successful. I was always the fixer. So the people I would surround myself with and I would date were quote unquote broken, because my life was such a shit show. I'd basically find people that had a bigger shit show than me and basically try and be the saviour. That was one of my things, like the whole saviour syndrome. And then I'd wonder why I'd end in tears, because I didn't have my shit together. I was a fucking mess. A mess. It's the blind trying to lead the blind, so it never worked. And then here comes along this person that's actually got their fucking shit together, fucking successful fucking businesswoman. And I was like, fucking hell. So she then dragged me up to a level. Then after I got to that level, I then shot up, and I was like, right, I'm not happy now at this level. I've now got a taste for what this whole thing tastes like, and then that's when it started to perpetuate. And that's when the Parliament Project started, Lean Queens, all those other things started, these little ventures. And then unfortunately that relationship didn't work out. Not got a bad word to say about her. Then anything since then, I would always be like, this is what I am.
Right.
This is what I am like. And I've always said that I need someone to grab me by the bollocks and be like, you need to fucking do this, dickhead. And to hold me accountable, to keep me accountable. So that when I'm saying I've got to do this, they're like, how can I help?
Right.
Rather than, oh, fucking, are you doing it again?
So then would partners in the past say, yeah, no problem, I get it, and then it diminished later when you were transparent and open, said, this is what I need. Later down the line, they thought they could give that, but then they couldn't.
Well, so again, I've never had that when it comes to where I'm at now in business, because I've not dated anyone.
Right, I
so
get
I've not had, so I can't answer. I don't know the answer to that. But let's use it in the modelling term. So when I was six-pack shredded, best shape of my life, everyone loved the fact I was a model.
Right.
Dating profiles, all sorts of, oh my God, you're a model, fucking amazing. They'd love it until they figured out what it actually took to look like that. The fact I'd have to eat 6 meals a day. The fact I'd go out on dates with Tupperware. The fact that I don't drink alcohol. The fact that I'm not going to stay up late. The fact that I do go to the gym over everything else. What I did. That I was doing all this stuff. So they loved the idea of how I looked. They loved aesthetically how I looked. But they didn't like what it took. It was like, we can't have both. So again, for example, let's say I get further down the line, I do become successful. And because again, in the grand scheme of things, I've not really achieved anything. Let's be completely honest. Like, I know it's all subjective, but I haven't. In the grand scheme of what I want to achieve, I'm still a fucking ground zero. So when I can actually look back and I've achieved some stuff, it's then people that are coming into my life need to understand that there's certain things that would have got me there, and you can't compromise, because as soon as you compromise on one thing, you compromise everything. Again, it's a really good quote that I learned from the weekend. How you do one thing is how you do everything. And I've heard that before, but it's a massive thing for me. I heard that
Andy Frisella, I think.
Yeah,
and it was he said literally, if you piss on the seat and you don't wipe it up, that is defining your character. And he said, I'm not metaphorizing that. I'm not turning that into... If you literally piss on the seat and you're not doing anything about it, that's who you are.
Or you see the bins and then you take it out and you don't do it. All these little things. Again, I always try and mull up. I literally spoke with my team about this in the team meeting earlier on, but that 100% that's what it is. So that's my thing. It's like, I can't compromise on what I'm doing. Like, I know where I need to be. And this I mean, I am in a rush to get there. I am. But in a controlled rush, if that makes sense. So my thing is, I'd rather be single than have someone that's going to knock me off course. Because again, it's not for me. This is a bizarre thing. I'm not doing this for me. I've got information that can help people. The podcast has got information that can help people. I owe it to the people that need the information to actually keep going.
Yeah.
So it's bigger than me. And I think the purpose has to be bigger than me. The Pamela Project isn't about me.
Wow,
it's literally not about me.
Dude, I thought I made that saying up recently. Your purpose has to be bigger than you. I can't have made that up, but my friend was in this rut recently where he's just been constantly low, and he's not that sort of guy. And I like, well, what is your purpose, man? Let's work it out. Let's build it. Let's find it. He's like, I know my purpose. And I was like, well, where are you at now? Why are you so low? And we got to this crux of this purpose, and he just started crying, and he realised the thing that he had missed out the way was his family, was his person that he loves the most, his partner, his daughter, all these things. And he went, I just wanted to look good. And his purpose wasn't bigger than him, but he just loved training, so he was training all the time, really on it with the diet, as you can really be compassionate with. But we just sat for, I think it was only 10 minutes really. And from that meeting with him, I went away and I was just thinking, seems like a sign of happiness, a sign of contentment is make your purpose bigger than you. And I absolutely love.
But this is the thing then comes to him, like, why was his body and why was this thing, like, why?
The why.
Like, why is that so important to him? Again, for me, my body was so important to me because I felt like a worthless piece of shit.
Yeah.
And I wanted women to like me. And the only way I thought they were going to like me was through that. So again, I'm doing some stuff with Rebecca Dakin. So again, the sex therapist is also a normal therapist.
Yeah.
So I'm doing some work with her. And again, it's just unpacking some stuff and discussing with her. Like, where's that come from? Why? And breaking it all down. It's like, fucking hell. A lot of the stuff I've done, which I kind of knew anyway, is all through validation.
Yeah.
About success. Like, I needed to do things to feel successful.
I absolutely love that. And again, what he was saying was of an idea. It's what he thought his partner would want. It's what he thought it would make his daughter look proud and feel good. But actually what they wanted was him around more often and him to be by their side and so on. And he broke it down because he said he'd been having conflict at home with the daughter, with all his family members, and he was counteracting it with the gym and so on. He just dedicated his whole time and life to this. It only
lost the bigger picture.
It only took him a minute to sort of. I saw it in his eyes. I saw it in him where he went, "Dude, I think I've been looking at this upside down."
But that's what it's a prime example of this. So, came back from this business meeting in London at the weekend, and I'm restructuring how I do my online coaching, the pricing of it, the structure of it all, discussing it with someone, and they said, "Well, what about the little people?" I said, "What do you mean?" I said, "So you're offering X, Y, and Z this service, and it's going to cost X amount of money, blah, blah." I said, "What about everyone else?" I said, "There's levels to it." So you've got like the premium level, which again is something I'm trying to create. So again, the premium level then helps people a little bit more. See, look at Mikey. You're bringing your little green arm over my face.
I've edited that. I'm editing that.
You've edited that bit out?
Yeah.
We're going to leave it in. If anyone's watching this, or Mikey has to turn one of the cameras back on, so his big green sleeve covered my camera up. So there's different. My point is different levels for the service I'm offering. So I want to offer more to people, but if you offer more to people, you need to slightly increase the price for what you're offering, and basically more bespoke package, and I can offer them more. Then as I was explaining, the whole point of the company is there's something for everyone. In fact, it's got the podcast. This is for free.
Yeah.
The information. This is completely for free. So even if you can't afford any of my services, whether it's my coaches, whether it's myself, the podcast is always going to be free. Categorically, my Instagram always going to be free. And then you've got intro level things like, for example, the course we're going to create. So again, you've got the course, that's intro level. And then you've got a certain level of service with me. Then you've got premium level service with me. So there's different levels for what can meet for everyone. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to hit different people where they're at, if that makes sense. And that's my thing. I don't ever want to lose track of what I'm doing. Because my whole point is to help as many people as possible.
Yeah.
So for example, you're from the gym, he's doing it for his kids. As soon as the gym then he's lost sight of the bigger picture.
Yeah.
If I then start to put these things in place and then isolate segments, I'm then not helping as many people as possible. I'm doing the exact opposite of that. So you always have to look at the bigger picture. Remember the bigger picture of what you're trying to do. So my thing isn't just about building a big business. It's not about making money per se. It's about, right, how can I help people? Like, and it's genuinely coming from a place of, right, how can I add value? And obviously then the more value you add, the price needs to reflect that. And that's the whole thing of it. Like, what do people need? How do you can then add that into a structure?
This was on the Owen podcast, wasn't it? What's Owen's second name? Sorry,
Hunt.
Owen Hunt. So people go and watch that podcast. It was an absolutely brilliant one. And again, you both spoke about mission statements. And me and Chrissy on the drive home were thinking about what is our mission statement? Because I had an idea what my purpose was. I had a feeling. But to actually really reflect on it and think about, no, what is my purpose on this planet right now? And it may change in time, it may, whatever it is. But to not be elusive with it and to actually have a bit of cement down.
Because then it allows you, especially if you're, this is the thing with this, if your brain's that busy and you've got all these ideas, if you don't know what your purpose is, you can be moving yourself away just for the sake of being busy.
Yeah.
So someone offers you, for example, a pizza oven business.
Yeah.
And you're, oh yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
But what's that going to do? In the money, in the short term, it make you money.
Yes.
But that's got nothing, if your purpose isn't to do with food and whatever it is, it takes it away from the bus, takes it away from the farm. It completely loses its thing. But then actually, if you know what the whole thing for the farm is, to create a venue.
Yeah.
Pizza oven, that's a great idea. Brilliant. That actually fits in nicely with the thing. Does this make sense? But you need to know what your purpose is. Your
and
mission
it was.
statement.
I went back and again we had a sit-down meal. We talked. It was lasted for the whole meal. We were both giving ourselves ideas of what could it be, and I realised I wanted mine to have leeway, and mine was lighting up paths because it was being able to be open. To bring people together, that's a part of lighting up paths, but then it's also helping people find their passions and their inspirations, so it's literally lighting a path for them and so on. It was a magnitude of things, but I absolutely love that whole podcast premise, what you did with Owen on that day. Did it take you the same amount of time, like me and Chrissy, having a car journey, having a meal? Did you have to go and think about, what is it? What is my purpose? What is my mission statement?
Yeah, because I didn't have a clue.
Really?
It's just like, it's only, again...
How did you get to it?
The reason I say about the depression is the best thing that ever happened to me is because I genuinely believe that without that, and me going through the journey of self-discovery, I wouldn't have figured out that my mission is to help people. Because again, look through everything in my life, my main thing is I want to try and help people. Like, that's always been my thing, but I've had no reason. I literally would help people at the detriment of me. But now I've got this information, now I'm in a good place, now I'm actually making something for my life. It's like I said, like I literally said, I don't claim to have achieved anything of great success, but I literally wake up and my life has meaning, it has purpose, and I'm happy and I'm content. Most people do not have that. So if I can actually give them that, then they're winning, and then they can then create their own path, the whole thing. Like again, like you said, lighten the path for them. Like that's it, cool. And it just, while I was trying to figure out the primary project, like, right, what do I want to stand for? What do I want? I want to help people.
Yeah.
Okay, what do I want to help people? Like, I want to help people mentally and physically from the best version of themselves. So again, obviously, my background being a personal trainer and a coach, but it's not just the physical aspect of stuff, it's the mental health side of stuff. I want to help people not go through what I went through, because one of the biggest things for me is the fact there was no one, I didn't think there was anyone there when I was struggling. I thought it was just me on my own. I was the only person that was suffering with this. But actually, if I'd have known, I had a podcast like the Primary Project podcast, for example, and been like, oh no, actually, I remember this guy called Mikey was on the podcast, or I remember the guy called Owen that was on this, or I remember, oh yeah, they suffered with it as well. And you got all these guests that I've had on, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm not alone. This is a completely normal feeling. Or again, the one did about negative thoughts and feelings. Again, if someone had told me how to navigate the negative thoughts and feelings inside my own head, I wouldn't have been fucking crippled by my thoughts. It's just all these things. I'm trying to give people the tools. I've got this knowledge now that I use on a daily basis. I'm trying to use it and pass it on. So again, all stuff said about the power list and stuff like that, it's there for my clients. So again, you pay me for the coaching services, I give you even more insight. But the podcast is giving you a massive insight into what I do as well. I'm very open and honest about it. But my thing is, like, I'm trying to help people so that when they're in that dark place, or if they feel like they're going down that dark place, they can be like, I'm not alone. Right, I heard this podcast that talked about this, and this person went through this, and this is how they got out of it. Let me try that. Let me see if that works. That's all it is. And again, I know potentially didn't answer your question there, but it's like, I don't think there was a defining moment where it just came to me, this is my purpose. It was, I was doing it, and as I was doing it, I was like, fuck, this is it. I just got such a sense of, someone had said something to me like that helped me or something like that. I can't remember specifically what it was, but that's what it would have been. And I'd have been like, fuck,
that's what I want to do.
This is what it is. This is what, so again, it's looking at like, what do I enjoy doing? The one-to-one coaching isn't my passion anymore. The passion is the results I get people. Okay, cool. So I can only affect one person in 1 hour of personal training one-to-one. With the online coaching, I can affect a hell of a fucking lot more people. Again, going into schools, I can affect even more people. Doing the podcast, even more people.
It's like the recent podcast with Jody, he did the maths, didn't he?
Exactly, and that's what it is. You can affect more people. So my thing is, I wasn't feeling fulfilled doing the one-to-one personal training because I could only help that one person. Yes, on a more deeper level, like there physically, but they didn't need that physicality once I got to a certain level. It's like, right, my coaches can now deal with that. Cool. I'm taking it to the online stuff, so now I can help these people on a more deeper level. And they literally keep going, and that's what it is. But I realise that's what my purpose is. That's what I wake up every day for, is to try and help people. So again, one of my clients, again, I think I mentioned on the previous podcast, lost £100, went to climb up Ben Nevis at the weekend. Everyone was saying to me, you can't do it, you're going to fail, don't worry if you can't make it up there. Like, do you know what I mean? Imagine fucking saying that to someone. Lost £100 fucking pounds, they're fucking buzzing, about to climb Ben Nevis, and motherfuckers are saying to her, like, oh, you don't worry if you fail, don't. And I thought, fuck, what the fuck? Climbs up it, fucking smashes it, sends me this video at the top. I'm fucking crying my eyes out because I fucking know how much that means. I'm like, that's fucking mega. Then the next day there's a fucking bungee jump.
Wow.
Because she was too big to do it before. So she's always wanted to do it, but she was too big. I mean, what the fuck?
Incredible.
I mean, and literally the whole time when we've been working with her, she's like, why do you do this? Why do you put up with all this? Because again, she's had wobbles throughout the journey. Again, shifting £100, you're a completely different person. You have to be. The whole mentality shift. She's like, why do you do this? Why do you put up with this? And I literally, when she sent me those videos, this is why. Yeah, but it's not worth it. No, it is. No, it is. No, trust me, you have no idea how much it's worth it. It gets me so fucking emotional now talking about it. Like, it's fucking worth it. Because you've completely transformed someone's life and you've shown them what they're capable of doing.
And like you say, I mean, you have just affected one person there, but
the
that
ripple
emanates.
Effect.
The ripple effect, yeah.
Because then she's now inspiring other people that were as lost as she was at the start. This is the point. This is why I'm getting into public speaking. This is why I want to do these big, massive talks. Because you can just affect. Let's say you've got a fucking room of 100. Even 10 people. Those 10 people then get affected. Bam, straight away. Then they pass it on. Radiating effect.
I've got an interesting thought from everything you said there as well. And when I said you're doing pretty darn well with yourself, and you said, no, I'm not really. On the grand scale of things, I haven't achieved anything. And I suppose success is subjective. Because my look on you is, I love what you're doing. I'm really, as your newly found good friend, so proud of you on your journey and what you're up to. But do you struggle with, A, compliments, and do you struggle with reflecting back and seeing how far you have come? Because I've been through your profile and look where you've been at.
You go to the very start, did you?
Yeah, I've been and seen your journey, Dan. I know what you're up to.
It's all there at the very start.
100%. Do you have moments where you can have an appraisal with yourself and go, do you know what, Dan? fucking good on you, son.
No,
I'm
also,
doing all right.
so again, do I take compliments well? No, not at all.
Mm.
Like, at all. Even if I'm seeing someone, I don't take compliments well at
Really?
all. Like, I just don't take them well. No idea why that is.
Dude,
Wait, I'm sure I'll break that down.
You're going to psychoanalyse that in a bit, aren't you?
Yeah. I don't, like, okay, cool, thank you, but I don't
Find that
can't take
interesting.
them. Yeah, even when I was modelling.
Yeah.
Honestly, even when I was modelling, it sounds bizarre. So there's me posting these photos and still couldn't accept a compliment and accept. It's bizarre. It feels like it's like it wasn't even me.
Yeah.
Anyway, when it comes to when I say I haven't achieved anything in the grand scheme of things, it's because I know the outcome.
Yeah.
But I do it every single night. That's why I do the gratitude.
Right.
Every single night.
Yeah.
So when I say that, I'm not for a single second saying that I don't think I'm doing stuff, because I know full
you're not,
well.
Yeah, not proud of.
Yeah,
where
yeah,
you're at.
100%. I look at where I was and how I was and what I've achieved now, and some of the people fucking talking to, again, yourself, where the podcast is going, like the comments that people send to me on Instagram and all sorts of stuff. Like, I know that I'm doing some fucking stuff, and I know that I'm doing more than most people do, because most people just don't take action. They say they're going to do it if they don't do it. But I know that for me, I know where I'm going to end up.
Yeah.
So in the grand scheme of things, people are like, oh yeah, you're here. No, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm going here. Like, because if I try to share with you, share more than anyone, you probably know, if I try to articulate to people my vision and my goals, they would think I'm nuts. It'd be the same Ben Nevis thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to climb Ben Nevis. And they're like, nah, don't worry if you don't make it. So I just don't.
Yeah,
I just don't tell people what the Ben Nevis is for me, because I don't need them there. I know that I'm going to get to the top of Ben Nevis. I don't need you to tell me that I can or that I can't, because I'm going to do it anyway.
Do those people, the can't sayers though, do they not accelerate you a bit further?
100%. The one, if you want to see me shine, tell me I can't do something.
Yeah.
And I will be like, right, motherfucker, okay.
It's happening.
Honestly, that's one of the biggest things. Like, if you call me stupid or imply that I'm stupid or can't do something, I will fucking bend over backwards to fucking destroy you.
Do it.
Like, fuck you. And this is what I said to her at the top. When she got to the top, I said, I hope you're fucking thinking of all those motherfuckers that said you couldn't do it, and on the way down you're thinking, fuck you. Because that's what you need.
So power.
But a lot of people use it, it'll break them. No, motherfucker, don't let it break you. Use that as fuel. Again, in a constructive way. So again, if you know about creating a fire, God, I feel really nosy. My nose is all blocked up. So when you create a fire, so if the fire sort of needs some fuel on it, some wood, you don't just throw it all on top because you smother the fire.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be consumed with the fucking hatred.
Yeah.
You just strategically place the logs on and twigs on as
good
needed.
analogy.
So it basically adds the actual fuel that you want to get you going. Where a lot of people get consumed by it. Their whole thought processes. Because again, when I was depressed, I had an ex-girlfriend that really fucked me over. I would literally use that as fuel when I was training. So I literally, when I was training,
but you could channel it.
Yeah, I could channel it.
Yeah.
Now again, I was depressed and but when I was training, that's all I was thinking about. I then necessarily wasn't thinking about it outside of the gym, but I was really constructively using it.
And it's being gentle with it still, isn't it? Because there's people in my life that have been the naysayers, been the negative people, and I suppose there have been those times where I've been fully consumed. I've gone up, I've cried, or I've just stopped doing what I'm doing. I've reflected on that before, and then after them tears, after that, no, but what are you doing? Why are you letting that affect you? You can breathe, you can be gentle and go, chill, Mikey, just do it.
Yeah,
and
that's what it is. Just do it.
Yeah, so just do it.
Just fucking do it. You got to take
step and a step and a step.
Yes, when people get that anger or they feel disappointed, upset, and angry, they dwell on it too much. When what they need to do is channel it into doing something.
Oh, mate,
channel it
so
into
powerful.
Action.
Yeah.
They don't. This stuff comes in and they absorb it. Again, energy can't be destroyed. It can only be transferred. So if that negative energy is coming onto you, don't fucking sit there and absorb it. Transfer it into something negative. Don't just fucking sit there, because if it's just sat there with it, you're going to pass it on to everyone else.
You let this little mini-me in your head, don't you? Start going, yeah, you are actually. What they're saying is right. And then you go, well, what is the point? Why would I do anything to prove a point to them? There's no point. And you get to this like complete lost sense of self because you've been battered by them.
But this is the thing, that mini-me, again, that voice inside your head, where's that come from? For me, it's come from people from the day you're born.
Yeah.
The day that you're born, you're handed a script of the person you should be. And every single day for your life, you're handed a script.
Yeah.
And you've then got this fucking massive book, this encyclopedia of your life.
Yeah.
And that's what the little voice does.
You've built up an identity about yourself. Yeah.
But again, it's not based on you. You've got the real you, and you've got everyone else's version of you.
That can achieve anything.
Yes. So exactly. So when that negative thing comes in, you've got the you. Again, going back to the Backing Yourself podcast, you should always back yourself.
Yeah.
And again, I've spoke about this with my clients on again, I know you've been on one of the private live videos I do with my clients. I know exactly where the fuck I'm going.
Yeah.
And I back myself to get there. I don't know how the fuck I'm going to get there. I don't know when the fuck it's going to happen, but it's happening.
Yeah.
Because I know it's not even a question it's going to happen. It does not stress me again. I think I've showed you before the audio on my phone about me. It's there. And I've literally got me in the future telling me what the fuck's going to happen in my life. I know. It's irrelevant. It's done. Fuck, I'm on a massive rant. I can't think what the fuck the point of that was.
You're just backing yourself.
No, that's it. So the real you backs yourself. You have to back yourself. You have to back you. Then that voice inside your head, that's not you. That's your mum. That's your ex-boyfriend. That's all that stuff. That's that little. You seen that the video, that niggling seed of doubt?
I've not seen that video.
Where it's just like, oh, here it is, the seed of doubt, and it's a little
Ping
creature
me
thing.
that over.
There's a
Ping me
little
that
creature.
over.
Stick it on the video. But yeah, a little bit of worry about it because it's a little fluffy thing. But that's what it is. It's other people that are talking to you.
Yeah.
It's other people. That little mini you isn't you. That mini you is other fucking people. That's your mum telling you to be safe. That's your ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend telling you that you're no good. You're never going to amount to anything. That's my English. That's my history teacher saying you're never going to amount to anything in your life. That's what that is.
You'll know this quote. And my friend said it to me the other day, and it was, "You're not who you think you are. You're who you think they think you are."
Yes.
And when he said that,
because people don't know themselves.
Good man.
But people don't know themselves.
Yeah.
So like I said, I put the Instagram post out the other day. I think I said on Jody podcast. People aren't broken. They don't need fixing. They need to find themselves, forgive themselves, and love themselves.
Stunning. Yeah. Stunning.
Most people don't know who they are. They are they are being what other people want them to be.
Because they put their perception in alignment.
They're in a relationship they should be in because it works for their family and it keeps their fucking parentship. They're in a job that again society likes. Like they may be fucking being a top end lawyer earning a shit ton of money, but actually what they want to be is a fucking baker. They want to bake some cakes, but they can't. It's not socially accepted. And then you've got people that are fucking homosexual that are having to fucking play straight and be straight and suppress it down because their mum or dad, what will they say? You've got people that are stuck in fucking religious things that again, people speaking from personal experience, I know someone in a situation that feels so fucking guilty about living their life because of what their mum will say. What kind of fucking life is that? They don't know themselves because other people are telling them what they should be and they're playing along. And that starts from such a young age. And this was my thing. I had no fucking clue I was. I had no sense of purpose or no sense of self. And again, that's the whole thing about ego. Then the ego gets created, that big I.
Yeah.
And again, exactly what Paul Cope said. The lower your self-esteem is, the higher the ego goes.
That was a good graph you created
fantastic,
there.
yeah.
I really like that.
Let's stick it up again. So But that's the point now. Most people's ego is so high because they feel so shit about themselves. They've got no self-worth. They've got no self-worth because they don't know who they are. And again, they've ended up doing horrific things in their life they're maybe not proud of, made stupid mistakes, hurt people, but again, they're not then forgiving themselves. So how can you move forward trying to be a better version of you if you're still holding guilt and shame about yourself? You can't.
Literally.
Like, I make it very clear, like, I've been a fucking arsehole. People that don't know me, I've been a fucking arsehole. So I was out the other day, before I went to London, was having a drink. 2 girls came across me that I've not seen since college.
Yeah.
And it made me feel very, very, very uncomfortable. They said, "Oh, DJ, how you doing?" Just the fact they called me DJ.
Really?
DJ is. I have very negative connotations with DJ because again, that was when I was a massive fuckboy, completely lost as a human being, like football player. That was that. And straight away, it was like a fucking shit. Like now, who do I be? And she literally turned one and said, "You haven't changed a bit." And I thought,
oh God.
I was like, first of all, I said, I'm double the fucking size. I fucking have changed. And I thought, fuck, that's not good. And again, that little voice inside your head, or maybe you are a fraud. Maybe you haven't changed. And I was like, no. Like, but again, it's mad, isn't it? It's like one little thing.
Powerful thing, man.
But
this is
again,
amazing.
So back in then when I was doing that stuff, again, I needed to forgive myself for the kind of person I was. 'Cause I wasn't living congruently with the kind of person I was. I've always been a good person. I was just doing stupid things, trying to fit in, trying to get validation, trying to get people to like me, whether it's males, friends, whatever it was, so females, friends, whatever it was. But then I had to forgive myself because the amount of females that I've hurt in my life just by being a fucking player, just by being a fucking absolute fuckboy, like I forgive myself.
Yeah.
And I remember the very first time I meditated and said that I loved myself, and actually meant it, I burst out crying.
Really?
Because I'd never said it to myself.
It's release.
But again, yeah. So find yourself. Who actually are you? Then you've got to forgive yourself, and then love yourself. Because you can't love yourself if you haven't forgiven yourself, you don't know who you are. That's what people try and do. They're trying to do this self-love thing, that whole fucking self-love movement. You can't really love yourself if you don't know who you are to start off with.
Yeah.
The whole point of that is self-love. If you don't know who self is, how can you love it? And if you think you're a piece of shit, How can you love that? You have to first forgive yourself.
And then you beat yourself up for that, for the guilt, and it keeps on snowballing faster.
I'm sure I came up with that. I think I've made that. But find yourself, forgive yourself. I'm sure I've actually created that.
I hope you have, man, because that's going to be in the record books. That's the one to stay in there.
But that's the thing for me. I find it's hard to do. We speak about it all the time. But it's asking yourself the right questions.
You catch it as well, because I've got friends on a similar plane of thinking of us. Beautiful souls, great people. My friend recently so one of his biggest problems or negative traits or coping mechanisms in his life, he really struggled with trust. Huge thing for trust. Through being a kid, dad walked out on him, struggled with his mum's relationship. She always used to lie to him. She was a compulsive liar anyway. So really struggled with trust. Now he's built up this strong sense of self. He's brought up a business. He's got his purpose aligned. But then recently, and he won't mind me saying this to be honest, the girl that he'd been seeing, who would really put all this belief in and happiness in and doing stuff together, got a house together and so on, she'd been cheating on him. And he's crushed at the minute. This is another friend of mine. Bloody poor friends, aren't they? Thank God they got us, mate.
Is this what happens when people become your friends?
Yeah.
It's
all gone chaos, man. But again, it's just another factor of life. And he used to be, at school, the hard lad, always fighting, always doing drugs, making people scared. And I know that isn't him. That wasn't him then. That was just him protecting himself. Defense mechanism. Now, he is living his true self. I feel it. I understand it. I know it because we've got such a good connection too. But he sent a message that isn't him. And it was the ego come through. And he had this little relapse where he's saying, I feel like just fucking it all off and going back to fighting or just blocking everyone off because this is it. The person I trusted the most couldn't even do this for me. So the only person I literally have trust in this planet, mate, is either me or you. That's about it. And he wanted to go on this big relapse. Have you had moments of that? Have you had any feelings of that? Or do you catch yourself quite quickly now? Do you go, Dan, no need, son?
I fucking hate you sometimes. I was not expecting this today, you motherfucker. But anyway, we're meant to be answering a question. We are not answering. We're 40 minutes in.
We're
going to have to do another one to answer this question.
That's fine.
Motherfucker. Do it right. We'll talk about offend as well, like with the trust thing. That's a big thing. Do I have relapses? Yes. Again, this is why I've hired Rebecca, because again, one of my biggest things is sex.
Yeah.
Like one of my biggest vices is the sexual aspects of stuff. So my thing is understanding where's that coming from, why, and again, we've only had one session, and it basically comes back to validation.
Yeah.
So if I'm struggling with validation in my life for whatever reason, like maybe the business isn't where I want it to be, maybe someone said something to me, a default will be sex.
Yeah.
But
get girls to lust for me.
Well, not necessarily that. It could be anything. It could be I just need just someone, like again. So if I'm talking to someone, maybe I become a bit needy.
Yeah, I get you.
Because I can need that validation. I just need to know that someone actually gives a fuck, like that I'm actually worth something. If that makes sense.
I get you.
Or again, if I'm complete fucking single, literally like got some numbers on my phone, right? Let's go do some fucked up shit. And again, it's just that getting that control again. Now that's very far and few between that happens nowadays because I'm very aware of what's going on. But again, we're all human. So like I said from day one, I don't ever claim to be perfect, and I'm not.
Yeah.
But how often does that happen now? Not often at all. Because I'm aware of the trigger, again, if we're doing the work on it, about why, what's happened. So for example now, if something's not gone right and I feel like fucking hell, like I'm just going to fucking sack this all in, like the fucking podcast is shit, the fucking business is shit, what the fuck's the point? I will then go back and listen to an episode of the podcast.
Yeah.
I'll look at some transformations I've got. I'll look at the amazing coaches that I've got. I'll be like, nah, we're good.
Yeah.
And that's what you got to do. It's understanding that when I feel that way now, I get what I need from somewhere else. Just ultimately that feeling of worth. So if I'm then looking at it like, no. Again, so I save client messages.
Yeah.
So messages send me and let's read back through them. So no, I'm doing a good job.
That's a great. I think that's a great tip for people to take away. That is. Yeah. I think that's really important.
But I said,
look at mini wins. Look what you've been up to.
And this is my point with it. I've still had fuck ups along the way, but every time it's been less and less and less and less and less.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you just get so overwhelmed with stuff. But I can genuinely hand on my heart say that I'm in the best place I've ever been in, especially the last, probably since the end of the third lockdown. I probably at the start, the lockdowns knocked me a bit, just a little bit. But when did we come out of last lockdown, the third lockdown? When was that?
Bloody hell, mate.
It's been 4 months, hasn't it?
Yeah.
4 months. So, but for the last 3 months,
yeah.
last 3 months, genuinely, I've been in the best place I've ever been in for a very long time. Probably that I can remember. I've got such a sense of purpose. Again, this is why you keep saying to me, where am I getting these podcast guests from? Why am I got all these ideas? Like, I know I've got such sense of self, purpose and clarity because during the lockdowns, because I was able to work on some stuff that popped up. So some stuff happened during the lockdowns. Cool, learn from it, we move on. Because I didn't have this. I didn't have this. I didn't have the podcast how I wanted it to be. I didn't have my coaches. I didn't have my office. I just had myself at home.
Right.
So again, lose that sense of, oh my God, am I losing everything? I've lost everything. Does that make sense?
Oh,
and then
mate,
that's when I really then dug deep again.
I really like that.
Then it's having that awareness again. Knowing, I wasn't doing too great. But again, my clients would never have known because I still fucking showed up. No one around me would have known because I still didn't fucking show up. But I know.
I love your honesty and openness with it too.
But the thing is, what's the point in lying?
Yeah.
Well, literally, what's the point in lying? Let's say some person, let's say during one lockdown, let's say I've fucking done something or said something, and then someone listens to this and think, well, he's saying he's this, he's not, he's a dickhead. He said this. Yeah, I probably did.
Yeah.
I had a friend the other day message me saying, oh, can you remember saying this? No. And I was like, oh my fucking God. And honestly, I was embarrassed. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was like, honestly, I said I clearly had a bad day then.
And my friend said something recently to me, because I talked to her, and again, similar coping, man. That's what we bond over the most is need for validation. Yep. I said on my previous podcast,
I think that's everyone's thing though.
It's most,
on a level, most people
just
want validation, just to know that someone loves them. And again, my parents we're not very lovey as a family. I've never had someone really just properly.
I'd say I put it
where I could accept it. I have had people that've done it, but not where I was in place to accept it.
I'd say an 85-90% seek that validation, 100%. And genuinely, I can name 10 people, probably less, maybe 7 people in my head that don't, and genuinely don't, in my eyes.
But this is the thing: the people that do want the validation, like I did my entire life, I wasn't in the place to receive it.
Right. Okay. I got what you're saying.
Because in order to receive the validation, you have to know yourself.
Yes.
You have to know that you want the validation. You have to forgive yourself because you don't think you're a piece of shit, you don't think you're worthy of it. And you've got to love yourself. Because if you're trying to get love, you can't receive love unless you know love. If you don't love yourself, people can give you that validation that you're searching for. You could literally be screaming out for validation. Literally screaming from the rooftops.
Right.
But if you don't know yourself, if you don't forgive yourself, you don't love yourself, you will never accept that validation.
And love is that strongest emotion.
Because you won't accept it. How many people do you know that, again, I'm a prime example of it. Like, I look back at girls who have literally given me everything. Loved me. Literally loved me more than I've ever loved myself.
Yeah, same here.
But because I didn't love myself, I could not accept it. And I've ended up fucking hurting them. And I've only hurt them because literally I pushed them away because I didn't know that what they were trying to give me was exactly what I needed and wanted. So then all this stuff here, like, no, this is the problem. Most people want this thing, but they're not doing the work to get it and receive it. So then when they do get it and have it, they don't know what to do with it. It's like a dog with a bone. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you up there.
No, I know, I absolutely love that. And I was just going to say them 5 people that I know that don't seek it. I like to psychoanalyze. I like to look at social sciences and how people operate. And there's just a really obvious, clear-cut commonality between all of them. And I'll take my best mate Jagger as the example, but they literally all have the same lifestyle and same existence as what Jagger had. And they've got the parents together. The parents absolutely adore one another. I go over to his house and his mum's doing the mum thing. Come on, Mikey, what do you want? Do you want a drink? Do you want some tea? Go in the living room. His dad's there. He's telling me how cool his life is, what he's been up to, having a good time. I'm like, what are you up to over there?
Right, bro.
And genuinely,
I told you before I've got a sore throat.
Oh,
and literally, I'm trying to swallow, and I feel like all I can hear is myself being nasal, doing like, hello.
A little bit of that in there. So I go over to his house, and I look around, and I just feel this absolute awe of love. Like, they really showcase it all the time. And then the way Jagger operates, because I used to get really jealous of him, because he genuinely didn't give a fuck. But when you feel it from somebody, when you know it, because people that go, I don't give a fuck, they give a lot of fucks. They give so many fucks, it's unreal. More fucks than the norm. But he didn't speak it. He just, when the girl said to him, I don't want you, he was fine with that. He was cool. And most girls did want him because of that, so on. But when I broke up with a girl, it was carnage.
End of the world. Yeah.
My world ended, and that's the majority of people I know. But he had absolutely no problem, no bother at all.
This is the bizarre thing. Both my parents are together, and I've got no doubt in my mind that my parents love me.
Yeah.
It's just how they show love is very different.
Right.
They're not that outwardly lovey-dovey,
and their family
hugging,
is very
kissing. Yeah, exactly.
Let's express it together.
And again, I think it then depends what your love language is and how you accept love. So again, if you've got a family that is all lovey-dovey, but then you don't like receiving love that way, you just need to be told, I love you.
You're doing a great job.
Doing that, then that's all you need. And again, some people accept love through gifts and acts of kindness. So it's again the book Love Languages. It's like, what's your love language and how do you receive love? So again, with that, if you've got a family and they're really lovey and but that's not you as a person, you won't then accept that love.
Yeah.
We need to know, again, knowing yourself.
No.
What kind of love do you like?
Every time.
What do you need? So my thing is, I just need physical touch.
Yeah.
Physical touch, and I need someone to tell me, so it's not open to interpretation. Because again, my brain and fucking like, I love you. Physical touch. Cool. And I don't need gifts. I don't need you to fucking buy me stuff because I don't know how to fucking deal with that shit.
Yeah.
I buy my own fucking money. I buy my own stuff. I love the sentiment. Brilliant. Like again, when you get some amazing birthday presents, they're really thoughtful, awesome. Love that. But don't buy me stuff to show me that you love me, because that doesn't work.
Not
for me.
who I am.
It's not who I am. I just need you to actually tell me, like, I value you as a person.
Yeah.
Again, I value you as a person. I love you as a person. Physical touch. That's me done. And that's very simple.
That's the thing. What I was saying on...
I thought it's a dating thing.
Oh, this is stunning. That was the thing. In this girl I've been speaking to at the minute, who's a really good friend. And again, I explained that to her about the need for validation. And I called them demons. I've got these like demons in me, and I need coping mechanisms and negative traits. But another thing she said, which did lighten the load, she said, Mikey, stop beating yourself up. You're on discovery mode at the minute. You're not on this mission to get away from all these bad selves and bad Mikey and bad demon Mikey. It's discovery Mikey now. But you're on a search.
Again, it's something me and Rebecca were talking about. Is it a bad thing? As long as your demons aren't hurting anybody, as long as it's not hurting yourself, what's the problem? Now, I said it again, not being congruent with the kind of person I want to be. That's then a problem.
Yeah.
But let's say, for example, one of your things is drinking.
Yeah.
Just use an example. So one of your things is, like, these demons are, you like to have a drink. Now, let's say you've had a stressful day and then you go and have 3 or 4 cans. You're not fucking pissed. You're not aggressive. You're completely fucking chill. Is that really the end of the world? Not really. It becomes a problem if you're doing it every night and you go home and fucking start beating Chrissy up. That's an issue.
Yeah.
But just because you have, do you know what I mean? Like, your demons are, you like to drink, so you've had a bit of an issue. Right, do you know what? I'm just going to have 4 cans.
But then
or you're having sex.
That thing of them demons, say if it was of the negative, say you were beating up or you were cheating or you were, whatever it is, and it is causing suffering, it is causing pain.
Which is regular.
You can really not get over them because all you're doing is beating yourself up on the constant about having them, and then you sit in them and you're like, this is a part of me now, and you've attached it to you.
But then it's understanding where's that come from though, isn't it?
But when she said, don't worry, forgive yourself and let's do some discovering now.
But that's the hard part though. The discovery is the hard part. The discovery is the hardest part.
Yeah.
Because like she said, let's sit with that. That's fucking hard. Because you're then sat there with your fucking demons. Who the fuck likes to sit there with demons?
Yeah.
Who likes to do that? Who likes to literally sit there? And again, this was one of my light bulb moments for me, really, was when I literally sat in a room full of people. I think I mentioned this maybe on your podcast, or I mentioned it at some point. Sat in a room with strangers, and basically had to tell them about your life story. You had an hour to tell them about your life story. And you're just fucking going at it, and basically you're just sat there then with your demons, and you're basically being fucking ripped apart. It's fucking hard. Yeah. To sit there with your fucking, all your demons. This is me. This is all my fucking piece of shit stuff that I've done. It's fucking hard. Because you actually sat there with demons, the worst part of yourself, and you're exposing it, and then you try and do something about it. But the problem is people want to try and hide them, pretend they're perfect. No one is perfect. Every person on the planet. David Beckham has fucking demons. Don't know what that is. I know he's fucking maybe had some affairs with, again, that's maybe his demons. But everyone's got demons. It's just understanding most people that have got their shit under control, they know their demons. Like, I now know my demons. I've sat with them, and I've fucking had a conversation with them. So I'm now back in control.
Yeah.
And everyone's got them. They're still there. It's like the mental health thing. Like, it's always going to be there. You just need to understand what triggers it, what feeds the demons.
Know who's driving the bus.
Yeah, like if you leave the demons and there, and if you keep a constant eye on the demons, you're gonna live in fear and you're not gonna live your life.
Yeah.
So if you've got your they're facing the fucking, imagine like a fucking prison, like in Pirates of the Caribbean, like one of those old school fucking jail cells, and you've got the demons in there. Like, if you're constantly facing the jail cells, you're gonna miss out on everything that's going on. You're not looking at life. Life's behind you. Life's behind you. But equally, if you spend your entire life facing outwards, the demon's going to fucking pickpocket you and then get out, and they're going to control your entire life. So it needs to be that fine balance of living your life, but be very aware you've got demons.
Yeah.
So you're not doing anything to feed the demons. You're not doing anything to fucking aggravate the demons. You're not doing anything that's there. But if they do start to get a bit hungry, right, what can I do to just sort of settle this down?
Would
Again,
you say
if you've got a sex
them?
addiction, right, rather than fucking going and having sex, can you go and have a wank, for example?
Yeah.
You fucking feeding the demons, it's fine. Again, rather than going and getting fucking shit-faced drunk, can you go and have a half?
I get
for example.
Yeah, and implement discipline.
Yeah, do you get 100%? To get take back control.
Yeah.
Because then you're in control. You're saying, no, motherfucker, I'm in fucking control here. And then once you then first of all have that realisation, what's going on, you may not even fucking want it. Because it's that impulse. The demons have taken over. You're then not in your right mind. The demons have taken over. You're now on autopilot, and you're fucking going off getting fucking absolutely shit-faced. But if you then stopped, the demons are hungry, you're taking a second, I'm not back in control. Do I even want a half a pint?
Yeah. You
really.
could even talk to them, couldn't you? You can say, is this what we want, actually?
Well, not we. It's like, I don't fucking want this.
Definitely.
So it's not a we.
Yeah,
fuck
I know
you.
what you mean.
No, fuck you. Yeah, it's part of you.
Yeah.
But it's like, no. The best version of me, the real congruent version of me, I do not want to do this. And I will genuinely have conversation with myself.
Yeah.
Genuinely, I'll have conversation with myself.
That's amazing.
And then afterwards, when things have happened, when bad's happened, I will then potentially fucking have a conversation with myself then. Why the fuck have I done that?
Yeah.
But it's not a why. It's not a why have I done this? Because again, you do that and you drive home. Why have I done that? Why have I done that? And you literally keep repeating the same question. Yeah. Why have I done that? Why have I done that? Without actually answering the question you're asking yourself. Again, people do stupid things. Why have I done that? 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 Okay, why have you actually done that? Yeah. Stop asking yourself why you've done it and answer the fucking question you keep asking yourself.
Yeah, and then answer that and then make another why after that.
Yeah. Keep breaking it down. Why have I done that? Because of this. Okay. So why was I feeling with this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was feeling this because of this. Okay. Then why was this an issue for you? It was an issue because of this. Okay. Well, why did this person bother you? Oh, this person did this.
And then when you get to that, the precipice, you go, I'm going to forgive that now. I
cool.
love that.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So it all boils down to that. Right. Well, next time this happens, what's a better way of dealing with that? Because what you're recognising is triggers. And once you identify the trigger, before you let the trigger actually leave the station and fucking do something. Again, it was Reese that used this analogy about don't let the cart leave the station. So imagine a roller coaster cart. If you know that's about to fucking shoot off and you can't catch it, and you're going to go on this fucking roller coaster. Fucking away.
You're not got your belt on.
You can't get it back. Like once the roller coaster's gone, it's gone. Once the demon's got hold of you, they're gone. But if you can stop if you can catch the cart before it leaves the station and realise, before you came on actually, a guy called Reese, I have to get him back on again.
Awesome.
He's absolutely brilliant actually. We need to go to Wales and interview him.
Mate, I'm up for a proper day.
Brilliant. Mate, you absolutely love him. Be a good guy for your podcast as well. So again, don't let the cart leave the station. So you can actually notice, right, last time, this trigger meant the cart left the station.
Yeah.
Right, next time this trigger happens again, what am I going to do differently? So then you notice, right, next time that happens, last time Mikey said something to me. Last time Mikey fell asleep on a Monday evening when he was meant to do the podcast.
I knew that'd come round. Bingo.
Look, Chrissy saved the day.
Wow.
But let's use that as an example. So then let's say that was a trigger for me. And then let's say I wouldn't sleep and all sorts of. Let's say like Chrissy hadn't done that. Like my head rolls off, I can't sleep, and then I go do something destructive to deal with that. Right. Next time, first of all, right, why has that happened? Then we set some boundaries.
Yeah.
Right. By Sunday evening, cool. So next time won't happen again. Cool. Done. And then it's a case of right. Let's say it does happen again for whatever reason. Shit happens. Life happens. Cool. I'm not going to let myself do something negative. I understand this has happened. Last time I did this. How can I handle it better? But you're asking yourself ahead of time. You're preempting it.
Yeah.
So you're not then stuck in this moment where you're really emotional trying to make logical decisions because you're driven in emotion. Shit, Mikey's gone to sleep. Shit, I need my podcast to him. What do I do? And I'm like, right, what's the real sensible thing to do? But that's not what I'm thinking. My brain's like, panic.
Yeah.
Default mode, do something stupid. But then if I do something stupid, I then pull it back. Right. Why the fuck have I just done this? Break it down. Cool. So how can I stop happening again? Right, set boundary, Mikey. Cool, done. Then what happens if that does happen again, and what can I do? Well, next time I feel that way, actually, let's go for a walk. Okay, cool. But does that make sense? I only use that to, first of all, make fun of you for forgetting.
Please do.
But the premise of it, does that make sense? It's like, you're understanding, like, what can I do to stop it happening again?
Yeah.
Set boundaries. By Sunday, cool. That's stopping happening again. But if it does happen again, right, ahead of time, you've already had a debrief with yourself after the last time it happened, and you're putting something in place to help you.
Yeah. And it's also that Buddhist philosophy, isn't it? It's sort of the worrying's like being on a rocking horse. It gives you something to do, but it don't get you anywhere. And the same thing, I think Dalai Lama did say it. You've got a problem here now. Is there anything you can do about it? Yes. Well, why are you worried then? Because you've got a solution. No. Well, definitely don't worry about it then, because there's nothing you can do. And it was just don't worry.
So then let's break it down. So the audience knows. Let's use just an example. So Monday, you said you're going to get the podcast with me by 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
But this isn't, again, it's not an issue. Generally, it's not an issue. Got sorted. But I'm using this as an example because it's a brilliant example of talking about.
It's quite a funny issue.
Yeah, funny. So 7 p.m. So if anyone knows that I get the entire episodes, I've never missed a Tuesday morning release. Okay, so that's what it is. So obviously, you get the audio, you send it to me. You said, right, it's going to be with you by 7 o'clock. Mm-hmm. I then didn't want to message you at 7 o'clock to be like, got the audio.
Yeah.
So first of all, it's me. Probably should message you. But I thought, I'm going to give him a couple of hours. He's probably busy.
Yeah.
In a couple of hours, you've then gone to sleep. Mm-hmm. So I've then messaged you saying, oh, do you have an ETA at 9 o'clock? Because I'm on my way to Aldi to get my food. One tick.
Yeah.
Shit.
The man's not in the station.
So I was like, what's happened? Assuming the worst, is Mikey okay?
Yeah.
Maybe his phone's died, busy working, blah, blah, blah. I didn't think you were asleep. I thought you were busy working.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wished I was.
Shit. Straight away, shit, what can I do about the situation? Text Chrissy. One tick. Shit. So I sat there in Aldi car park. What do I do? Nothing.
Yeah.
Go to Aldi. Come back out of Aldi. Chrissy's message back. I'm on my way home. Don't know what the situation is. I find out when I get home.
Yeah.
Right, cool. Chrissy's awake. Brilliant.
Chrissy
will sort
somebody's
it.
Here.
Chrissy gets home. He's asleep. He ain't waking up. Right. What's the normal procedure? I said, well, I'm assuming. Oh, is it called something? I said, that's it. Cool. How do you normally send it over? Sends it over. Cool. Job's good. And no panic. But let's say Chrissy then hadn't.
Yeah.
What can I do about the situation?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Or you could get really angry and then feel shit.
But at no point was I angry.
Yeah.
I was just like, fuck. I'm going to miss my for the first time. But okay, cool. What can I do? Nothing. The podcast is going to have to go out. Still on Tuesday.
Yeah.
But a little bit later on when Mikey wakes up.
Yeah.
So I'm normally awake at 6. Maybe awake at 7. Maybe go out at 8.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'd come to the realisation when I walked into Aldi, it's probably not going to get done today. I was a little annoyed. But at the end of the day, shit happens.
Yeah. Nothing
I could do about it. And again, it's then my fault because I then didn't message you potentially at 7 o'clock. Cool. There's no issue, no harm done. It got all sorted. Next day we had a laughing joke about it. Of course, then we set a thing, right, we do it by Sunday. So then we now know the boundaries. But it's like saying there, like at no point was I like, fuck Mikey. Shit happens.
And that's it,
I'm not perfect.
For any situation when it goes 0 to 100 and you just can't see any clarity, can you?
At no point, because again, I'm trying to communicate with Chrissy.
You wouldn't have thought of even getting in touch with Chrissy if you'd have just gone 0 to 100.
100%.
Like, fucking idiot.
100%.
Why is he doing
when
that?
you were
What's
ill,
the point
when
of
you were ill, I genuinely was that emotionally invested in. Fuck, I don't think Mikey's well.
Yeah.
I hadn't even thought about messaging Chrissy because I was so emotionally invested in. Fuck, I don't think Mikey's okay. So there's me freaking out, thinking, fuck, I think Mikey's not well. I'm badly not well. And then someone's like, have you messaged Chrissy?
I like that thing we created, by the way, when I was ill. I think
that
was really good. I listened to that one back.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Brilliant.
My point is with that, just there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's
well, that's a good example, you know.
That's why I was using it, because again, it's the prime example we're speaking about.
You come up with a great idea because you were calm, you were collected, and you came up with a contingency plan.
Yeah.
And again, man, me and Chrissy on the weekend put on the vintage fair on the farm. See your phone. we put on this vintage fair, and I felt for the first hour we were flapping, and there were so many mistakes. Because we'd been so ready for things to happen, and I got prepared on the Tuesday, building up to the Sunday. Everything was ready, tables, chairs out, done. But then people started coming in. Oh, guys, why don't you put a sign at the bottom? Because people are struggling to find it. Something happens, something happens. Guys, I forgot to bring my stool. Have you got anything? Moving about. And for a bit of time, me and Chrissy did lose ourselves a bit. We stopped acting how we usually act, in that sort of calm, rational way. We went, oh God, what we doing? Move. And then it took I did. I went, Chrissy, breathe. If I start flapping, talk to me. Please tell me what I'm doing. If you start flapping, I'm going to stop you and let you know you're flapping. And we both looked at each other and went, okay. Because we were losing our words. We couldn't think of the next thing we were going to say. We were just all over the place. I was dropping things. And we took that 1 second out, reminded ourselves, and the day went perfectly after that. Not one problem. We were just in control.
Ahead of next time, signs, backup things.
And we've learned them things.
You've learned from it.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
We forgive ourselves for flapping.
Yeah.
It wasn't a very long time at all. And we've taken the next... What do we do next from that? 100%, man.
This has gone on loads of tangents I didn't expect it to go on. Yeah, I feel quite emotional. I feel like I've exposed myself quite a bit today. I feel like it's been like it's been an intervention. You've deliberately been like, oh, I'm going to forget I'm exposed, Anthony. I'm going to get
actually,
vulnerable.
Is it Rachel Dakin?
Oh, yes, yeah.
She sent me in here today.
Yeah. Where can people find out more about you?
Rhythmical
one of your socials.
Rhythmical Mike for all the music, and the Old Farm Boss for any events coming up.
I'm joking, because I know you've got about 50. So
yeah. Forget the camera.
You can do what you want, because you're in charge of editing. Oh, so you can pop all 20 down.
You said that, it's just going to be like ping, ping, all over your face as well.
And mine is Daniel_James_fitness.
And that's definitely going wrong now as well.
So again, if you took any value from today's episode, if it made you think, if it gave you a bit of new perspective on stuff, if it made you laugh, don't forget to share it with a friend. Help us spread the word to help as many people as possible. I absolutely love you guys. You're absolutely awesome. Mikey, take care.
Doing good, man. Big love, guys.